I'm looking through the news sheet, the news update, and there's so many things of entertainment which they're made for the Yiddish ladies. They should have something to do. I mean, I don't understand why there's so many have to do this by night, but they have to go out. Maybe the husband wants to. It's not a shared life. If the husband has to stay at home, then he doesn't stay at home. It's not a shared life of taking responsibility of the children. Instead, by the Shevet Levi, she called him Levi because now my husband will have to come with me because I can only take one child on each side, and on the third child he'll have to come with me. I don't understand why straight away life isn't a shared thing. You have a child, it's together. You've had a child, bring it up together. It's not for the mother more to look after than the husband. Of course, there's a share. The husband has to go to learn. Learning is not part of his. He's got a responsibility now. He's got to relax in the evening. He'll run along to snooker parties, and she'll run along to thingy-bobs. They'll all spend money of which they haven't got. I don't understand this. The ladies, there's an organization for Beis Bruche. Beis Bruche can't afford to keep the place. Close it down. I think it's causing shul and bias problems. Just imagine a family who has to pay. Her husband says it costs you £15. She has to have a babysitter, weil läuft raus, and cost her noch more. And who knows if she doesn't buy a raffle there, and she has to keep up with everybody else. She's spending money they haven't got. You know what means £15? And then even the cheaper ones, the cheapest one is meet and greet, which really is a very important organization. People just come in, but it's only for the older 40s. But just imagine how many younger lonely ladies there are. You know, these ladies are lonely, and that's how the worst things come about. They're lonely souls. They marry to have company of a husband, and they don't. You don't have company of your husband when you go to a chasana. She goes here, he goes there. You don't have company to any simcha. When you go on holidays, if you go to these camps, the Vaber sitzen sich allein, the Männer sitzen allein. There's no shared company of building up the harmony of a Tata and Mami and the children in a Stieb. Das ist doch der Aufstieg, was der Rebbe schon gemacht. Man stellt zusammen eine Mann mit einer Frau, man hat Kinder, und zusammen bringt man auf alle Kinder. There's no harmony in our Yiddish life. Where we took this system from, God knows, I don't know. Somewhere along the line we made a mistake, and that's why our children are growing up, where you need Kol Benayich, Latar B'Zru. By the time they get 12 years old, he's going out Latar B'Zru. We have to start rectifying it. Tar B'Zru, he's gone out from the first day. My little Einikel, who's only 4.5, and has got a brother of about 3.5 years, something like that, just over 3. And he tells they've got a back garden in Manchester, and I was amazed. He tells the brother, you can't pick up any ball in the garden because there's no Eiriv. The bigger one, who's 4.5, because the Tata taught him, we can nicht trungen in the garden, it's nicht kein Eiriv, the garden hat nicht kein Ventrum terim, we tun nicht trungen. And he automatically knows, my son doesn't have to specially look. He knows the son, the big one, will look after the little one, a 4.5-year-old child, we can most du ist pink verkehrt. He gets a Päckele and Heide, in Schiel wird mit geworfen, kann man nicht sagen, Kind, lass ihm den Päckele, du, nein. He's got to take the Päckele home. Trug in the gas, man lernt ihm auszutrunken, man bedarf zum Emergency, lernt ihm auszutrunken, weil man darf für einen Schlüssel, man darf bringen Eiscreme für die missklappende Siede. Das ist ja kein Eiscreme, das Siede. Heißt mit der Goya, wir bringen Eiscreme. Es ist nicht ausgehalten, wir tun nicht, sie lernen nicht Kaluches. It's nur ich lerne bei Schiff, und ja, Herrsche schnell Kelleche Shabbos. It's between 5 and 6, and it's advertising all the news sheet updates, and it's advertising all the Mabutim Madrushim. It's been Kolma Wasser is advertised. It's between 5 and 6 every Friday afternoon to learn Kaluches, wo es man make team, push the Stieb, so wissen wie zu Peter, Hilche Shabbos. It's, you know how many people come? 6, 8 people come. They don't come to learn. They don't know. They know everything. They know everything. Wo ist die Suchste? Ich habe schon doch gelernt Egel Atal. Ich habe schon doch gelernt the Meister Shabbos. And I'm still learning Hilche Shabbos. I learn with the Kiva Schlesing Hilche Shabbos. I learn with Herrscher Schneck Hilche Shabbos. I learn with Motch Eisen Hilche Shabbos. I learn a few different things. And I learn with Yosel Weissman Hilche Shabbos. I learn a few times a week Hilche Shabbos. Just to know what's making Ich habe doch gelernt Hilche Shabbos. And you're still learning new things. Why it's like this and why it's like that. The Torah has got ein little bit of a soft. That's part of my shirim, but I'm trying to understand where these ingelaten. Nobody comes to learn. We lost the Kinder tun. Auf einmal, wenn wir groß, Rosel Tabesruh, Lommel Loffen, Josh Shapira, wenn wir supporten Josh Shapira, soll zurückbringen die Kinder zur Jüdischkeit. How did it fall away from Yiddishkeit? What did it see in Stieb? What education? What Tata Mama did they see? What Messias Nefesh Vateure did they see? Ich habe gesehen, bei meinem Tate, somebody asked me how you came to learn. I saw my brother, my twin brother. He gave up a business, came to a year, he decided, I don't need any more money. He decided, and he closed down the business, and het is gezet, lernen Daf Yomi, de meeste, de jeden tog Daf Yomi. But not once, 5 times every day, Daf Yomi. He sat down, and he learned. Wow, I was surprised. How could he suddenly take his character? Because his life was learning. His life wasn't making the money, earning a pufund. There's a limit to what you need to. You have to bezorg, the eindiglich, the eindiglich. That's not your aim in life. Your aim in life is to say, what are you going to come along with? How are they going to look up at you and say, het hat zich gefühlt wie ein Mensch, gelernt. And then he does once a week. He gets up in the morning. He gets up every day early. He gets up and he does he does the whole 7 blot a week. He does over on Shabbos morning. He uses the cipher, which is Tamtzis Hadaf. He uses that, but he knows where everything is. Whether he would ever Masech to Yuchapim, he knows where the Gemur is, how many times the Gemur was. I don't know it like that. I can't learn Daf Yomi. Daf Yomi takes me 5 hours. So he asked me, why does it take you 5 hours? I said, learn, say. So I learned. Well, the Kasha, Teretz. Now let me see, go back. You don't go back. In Daf Yomi, you don't go back. You only go forward. Kasha, Teretz, Kasha, Teretz, Kasha, Teretz, Kasha, Teretz. Raya, Teretz, Raya. You don't go back. You don't look at the connections. If you go back, you're not going to get finished. It takes you 5 hours. You learn only like that. But that's a different point. That's in learning. But where does Messias Nefesh come from? Where did he learn that learning is the main point? Because he saw it by my father. My father didn't sit and learn all his life. The last 30 years or maybe more even of his life, he decided. Hij zet zich weg en hij finished Shas Apumol and he learned. Het is just he fasted 50 tonights a meal. What we see connection we didn't have with my father so much in some way because he sort of, that's a long story. But we saw that his way of life, his nasnagas, his behavior was to Torah. He learned 12 hours a day Torah when he fasted. He fasted 50 tonights a meal and he learned fun in the morning. You couldn't talk to him anything. He learned fun in the morning till the evening. And this is what we are losing. We're losing the education from our shtib, from our tata and mama. Atichel mehr, atichel weniger, Schwarzstock mehr, Schwarzstock weniger, das nicht tun. What are you putting into your children? What are your children seeing? They see everything. They see you've got pit bulls that they shouldn't look out of the garden to see the chicks in the next garden. But in your shtib, you bring in the chicks to clean because you're damn lazy to clean it yourself. Shaloi Yosani goy, will nicht danke goy, bring nicht ranka goy in shtib.